you know?
Yeah, exactly. But she's freaked out when she sees Ghostface. I mean, she doesn't even hesitate.
Right, and then she runs into a room and actually locks the door, which I give her props for, especially being in a fucking towel, you know. But right before that, we see a scene of, and I want to know who in Hollywood with money like Cotton lives in an apartment with a shitty-ass looking phone line like that up against the wall, and it's all cut.
Yeah.
It looks like it's in some fucking studio apartment that's shitty, and, you know, he's making big bucks because he's doing this cameo. You find out there's another Stab movie happening. And he talks about a cameo in that movie, and he references, you know, maybe getting a part in a Navy SEALs movie or something like that.
Yeah.
So you can tell he's a working actor and also a TV host. So why the fuck is he living in some place that, you know, has a fucking phone line like that? But then you go to see the rest of the house, and the rest of the house is actually pretty nice.
Oh, yeah.
His office, I'm jealous of his office. It was gorgeous. But so she locks herself in the office, and all of a sudden, his voice comes out, you know, she hears his voice from the other side of the door saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, hon, it's just, you know, me phoning about, I'm just messing with you, this, that, and the other." And she's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck are you talking about, this, that, and the other?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm talking about, what, you know, how much fun it's going to be to cut your insides out. Now open up the fucking door, Christine." And it's still all in Cotton's voice. So you're like, what the fuck is going on? You know, and you realize at that point it's not Cotton. That he's doing the same, he's got the same thing. He's gotten a female voice to trick Cotton, and then he's also got Cotton's voice in there because Cotton comes home a few minutes later and looks through the house, and then he sees the fucking door all fucked up with like these stab wounds in the door, you know, fucking knife cuts in the door. He's like, shit, so he grabs like a fireplace poker and walks down the hall, and then can't get in the door, and he's calling for Christine, and he finally elbows, you know, or shoulders the door to get in, and she comes swinging and hits him in the fucking head with like a golf club or some shit, and fucks him up. There might have been another fireplace poker, you know. You don't see it just a second. You only see it for like just a split second, and then, you know, he gets up and he's like, "What do you know?" Right before that, you know, he's like, "What are you talking about? It's not. I don't know what you're talking about. With somebody in the house." And she's like, "Why are you trying to kill me?" And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then she knocks him down.
He even seems kind of like disingenuous about it because he's kind of like laughing at her when he says it, and I can see where she would like not believe him. You know, she's like,
right,
"What are you talking about?" I mean, obviously, I understand why he's talking that way, but from her perspective, I could see why she would think that.
Right. Yeah, and he might have been trying to do it to lower her, you know, danger alert down or whatever. But makes me think about the earlier comment about the stab games. Maybe she's getting sick of them fucking games, whatever they are, and he's taking it too far, or so she thinks. You know, you don't know. But anyway, so he, you know, he looks up and happens to see Ghostface coming up behind her, and he says, he ends up getting out behind you is all he could say before fucking Ghostface just fucking stabs her right in the fucking spine, right from behind, just fucking nails her right there. She
it's one of those where you don't see the brutality of it, really, but you know that it's brutal.
Yeah, her expression, Kelly Rutherford, you know, as an actress, she's brilliant. Like, her expression and the way she cries out after she's stabbed, I believe that shit, man. I thought it was very believable. But she falls down, and then you cut all of a sudden to Cotton and the killer because fuck Christine. We're just, you know, automatically going to assume she's dead, so fuck her, right? So they go right to them and them fighting and all that. Bookcase gets turned over, and Cotton does his best to try to put up, you know, fight the good fight. But in the end, he gets fucked up, you know, hit with a bookshelf, gets knocked over his fucking desk, which is really dramatic and kind of cool looking. And then he gets stabbed, just like the fucking movie title, Stabbed. You know,
and right before that Scream 3 title comes up, it looks like he stabs him somewhere else, like maybe in the face, but you don't get to see it really.
No, you don't get to see it, but you see him stab him once in the chest, and you see it actually go in, and then you see blood pooling around it. So that, I think the MPAA gave, you know, Wes a little bit more of an incentive with that one because it was going to be so close. You're not going to actually see a head connected to the chest. You're just going to see a chest, and that can be, obviously, we're both friends with some special effects guys, some great ones, so we know that that's doable. you don't actually have to have a real person. You can kind of go all out if the camera angle is the right way.
Yeah,
because it's illusion. It's just an illusion or whatever. But yeah. So
I think this opening is almost as good as the first one. Better than the second one.
Yeah, it is. It is almost as good as the first one. So you look up, Cotton's all fucked up, bleeding. He's got blood coming out of his mouth. His fucking sweater, his shirt is all fucked up with blood. And then you see the killer take out this nifty, shiny, chrome, awesome-looking voice changer. Obviously, it even has the bars for the wavelength of the voice. And he's like, "It was a simple game, Cotton. Now, you lose. You're supposed to tell me where Sydney was. Now you lose." And he goes to reach up to stab him one more time, and they cut back to Cotton's face with this look of horror, defeat, and exhaustion. And then right as the killer's about to come down and stab him the last time, it cuts to Scream 3's credits, opening credits. And I think that's fucking brilliant. I mean, it's just as good, if not better, than the first one, because it starts out one way and then ends a completely different fucking way. And already you've got a main character fucking killed less than 10 minutes or less than 5 minutes into the fucking movie. You've got a main character fucking killed, and one that you kind of like, a little bit anyway. And it was a hell of a way to start. And I almost think it's better than the first one, because the first one, it starts outside the window. There's a girl making popcorn. You see her from the outside, and some shit's about to go bad. If you've seen Halloween, that perspective angle, that camera perspective, and it just, where it's going. It can't be good. But in this one, you have no fucking idea, because it starts off all beautiful in Hollywood, and I think that comments on Hollywood. It's beautiful from the outside, but there's just as many seedy, fucked up, heinous crimes and situations in Hollywood. It's polished from a certain point of view, and then from another point of view, it's just as fucked up and seedy as anywhere else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great way to open the movie. I almost think it's better. I'm willing to actually venture and say that it's better than the original Scream opening. Just because you don't expect it. You don't expect Cotton to die. You get 2 kills, 2 really good kills. One really good kill and one other one it's never really confirmed that she dies until a news report later when Sydney's watching, But yeah, you get 2 kills in less than, 8 or 10 minutes into the movie, and one of them is super awesome, and it's a character that you like. So already they've thrown you off by killing a main character in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Which we'll talk about later, because as the rules of a trilogy, things are different, because any character, including the main character, can die, as we're told later on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so after this, we cut to this beautiful, sunny kind of place. It's California, and we realize that Sydney's no longer obviously at Windsor College. And she's got this nice little place, but she's living kind of out in nowhere. There's security gate and a bunch of locks on the door and all kind of shit. And you see she has a job. She has a job as a women's crisis counselor. Which is kind of admirable that she's trying to help other traumatized women deal with their problems. But yeah, it just cuts to that, and you see her living, to paraphrase a character later, like the fucking Unabomber.
Yeah, she's a fucking hermit.
Yeah, kind of out and secluded and trying to stay away from everything, and that's where the movie picks up. Again, as you're getting reacquainted with characters. You see Sydney, and then you see Sydney's father, and she sees the news report, about Cotton's death, and I really like her reaction. The way they filmed that was really good.
Yeah, it was another "oh fuck, here we go again" reaction.
Yeah, very, very much so, very much so. But yeah, and it's awful. And then after all that, it goes with a couple of other things. It goes to what appears to be some big kind of almost like a convention or like a fucking college program that you're supposed to watch or something. And Gail Weathers is there, and let me tell you, her hair is atrocious in that movie.
Dude, it's okay, if I had never seen it from the back, I would have thought her hair was cut like Maureen's, Jada Pinkett Smith in the second one. It looked like dyke hair from the front. But she had long hair. It almost looked like a mullet. I mean, her hair was atrocious in that movie. I bet you she wishes she could have that back. And
I bet she's
like crackhead skinny too. Like, I don't know if she was on drugs or something at the time. I've never heard anything about Courtney Cox like that, but something wasn't right.
Yeah, there was something going on there, and yeah, I mean it's and the haircut. To me, it's like she was trying to do Sydney's hairstyle from the first film, and just didn't really work though. Like it was long and back with the bangs, and it didn't
worse she
work.
looked in the whole series.
And you get this, and you automatically get this weird guy. This fucking first, red herring. You get a fucking red herring, off the bat. This weird guy, and you don't see him for the rest of the fucking movie after this. Okay, he stands up and takes, she takes questions, and he's like, "So what you're saying is, we should all get ready to go out and cut each other's throats because that's what you did." And she said, metaphorically, yes. And he says, "Well, then tell me, Miss Letters, was it worth it?" And then the lady coordinating the fucking seminar is, at that point, she's like, "Nothing good can come from any more of this conversation, so we're going to stop it here, and this." And then you hear, and this is where they threw me off, you hear the woman say, "Miss Weathers, there's a policeman requesting you outside." You think, oh shit, it's Dewey, but then you step out and you're introduced to fucking McDreamy, fucking Patrick Dempsey, somebody who would not be in a fucking horror movie normally.
Yeah, exactly.
And he asks her questions, and then all of a sudden shows this picture, which we've never fucking seen, that was apparently left at the crime scene where Cotton and Christine were murdered. A picture of Sid's mom, much younger, and it's freaky, that you get this new information, that's some photo you've never seen, because we've seen photos of her in the other film, but never one like this, and that's kind of a cool way to start it, and then, just to kickstart the film again, and then we go into, we go into more of her trying to, because now she's working with the police, she's working with Detective Kincaid, that's Dempsey's character, and she goes to Hollywood, because where else would you go?
Exactly.
And then, you see all this stuff for the, stab thing and all this, and you get some great stuff about, about Hollywood there. There's some commentary on how things are done. You get that song again, Red Right Hand, which was in the other two films.
Oh, yeah. I love that song.
Oh, it's a great song. Great. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. It's a good song. Red Right Hand is what it's called. It's a good song. But, yeah. So, at that point, she kind of sneaks into this fucking studio, and she walks in, and we as an audience get to see it, and it is an exact fucking replica of Stu Macher's house, complete with vehicles and a boat, garage, and from the outside, I mean, hell, it's I would almost want to inquire if they used and if they kept the same set from the first film and you reused it here, because it is uncanny.
Yeah, it's fucking weird too. Like, because I always think about it like this: like, that was Sid's life, and when she runs into it later on, it's kind of disturbing to think about. I mean, like, she's been through hell. This poor chick. That's why she's my favorite Survivor girl.
Yeah. I mean, and rightfully so. She's been through shit, complete hell, and still manages to try to, come out on top and sort of, kind of pick up what pieces are left of her life and kind of, soldier on. But yeah, man, it is freaky the way that it looks. And she goes in there, and as she comes in, she's accosted by a lady who we don't know at first, but she looks like Gail did in the first Scream.
Yeah,
we find out her name is Jennifer Jolie. She's an actress. Yeah. So we find out about that, and then she's talking about they're throwing clips at each other. And I think she's supposed to be kind of like a sort of a Scream version of Angelina Jolie, because Courtney Cox, Gail Weathers, makes the remark about, "I'm sorry things with Brad Pitt didn't work out." Kind of like, sort of almost like I don't know, predicting their eventual falling out because
yeah,
right about that time, I think Brad left